Welcome to Module 5 of our course, Conflict Management. In this module, we will discuss and learn about the 4 different kinds of conflicts that happen in our lives. The important thing to understand is that conflicts are not just with people. Conflicts are more than that. Conflicts can happen with ourselves, with the environment, or even with the higher power around us. So let's try and understand what are these conflicts, why do they come up, and how it's important for us to know about them, be aware of them so that we can manage them more effectively. So the 4 types of conflicts are conflict with self, conflict with others, conflict with the environment, and of course conflict with the superpower or the supernatural. Now let's try and understand what is conflict with self. Conflict with self is those conflicts which happen inside us. Now all of us are aware that in our minds we are continually trying to decide on various things all the time. It could be in terms of what dress to wear in the morning before going to work, or what kind of food to eat, what is more important for us, what is less important for us, which person is more important, where do we need to spend our time, where do we spend our money, how do we prioritize different situations or issues in our life, and so on and so forth. Now, where do these conflicts come from? One of the key reasons for these kind of conflicts is that we tend to judge ourselves. Now, there's a small voice in our minds which is continually telling us whether did we do a good job or not, are we doing fine, how do we compare as regards to others around us, and of course, where are we doing well or something really worth praise. Now, this tendency to judge ourselves causes us to keep deciding whether what should be done by us, which is what is more important, what is not important, and how do we go about it. Judging ourselves is one of the key reasons for conflicts. Now, because of this tendency of ours to judge ourselves, we start forming an opinion about ourselves. If this voice in our minds is very harsh on us, is continually telling us that we are not doing a good job, or we are not a good father or a good brother or a good son, then we start forming a very strong opinion about ourselves. And this opinion tells us that we are not good or we are challenged in some area. Now, these kind of opinions start telling us or making us feel that we are not doing well enough in whatever we are doing. So we get conflicted inside our minds. We make an effort, but at the same time we have this feeling that this effort is not enough. We need to do more. It could be in the area of a relationship, or it could be at our workplace, or in our social engagements. It could be related to our health, it could be related to self-discipline, or any other goals that we have taken for ourselves. So this opinion that we have formed about ourselves creates a lot of conflicts in our minds about what should we prioritize, how should we go about it, and where should we focus. One more reason for self-conflict are different perspectives. Sometimes we have differing perspectives about the same thing because they change over a period of time. Let's say I want to go out on a vacation to some nice destination. I am looking forward to going there. And then I talk to a friend who shares an incident about that place. Now my perspective has shifted. Suddenly I'm not sure whether I want to go there or not. This causes a conflict in our minds. And as you may have heard, the mind is also known as Janus faced, which means that it has two faces and it will always have more than one perspective on any situation or person. Because of this complexity in our mind and the tendency to have more than one perspective on anything, we are always in conflict. So, if you just become a little aware of what things are happening in your mind, you will realize that through the day there are multiple times that you shift your perspective on the same thing. So, this change of perspective keeps creating conflicts in our minds. Whether are we doing the right thing? Are we moving in the right direction? One more reason for self conflicts are differing objectives. We change our objectives very frequently. Sometimes we feel that we should be focusing on our health, we should be eating properly, and we should be exercising. A few days later, we want to binge, go out, have fun. Objectives change. And when they change, there's a conflict created in our minds because the small voice starts telling us, hey, you were thinking differently 2 days back and you had promised that you will discipline yourself on your food and your exercise. But today you are breaking those rules and back to having a conflict. Finally, one more reason for self-conflicts is internal expectations. So we have a lot of expectations from life, from ourselves, from the world. And these expectations never give up. They are always there and more keep adding up. Now, these expectations always make us want to do more. But we have restricted resources. We have only so much of time, we have only so much of effort, and there are so many other things we have to look after which we can't avoid. So let's say, for example, you are a family person, you have children, you have a spouse, and you have to take care of them. But at the same time, there's a small voice in your head which is pushing you to move towards what you want out of life. So we are always struggling as to where do we spend our time. Is it to fulfill our internal expectations or to take care of the duties that have been put on us in our present situation of life? And that creates conflicts. So as you see here, there are two things that we need to take away with us. Firstly, that we have a lot of conflicts happening inside us. The point to understand is that at this stage, no one else outside of us is involved at all. It's just us and the voice inside our minds and our mind itself that has created so many conflicts. And these conflicts come because of various reasons. So we need to remember that while we are looking at resolving conflicts, we can apply those tools even to the internal conflicts that we have. The other kind of conflict is conflict with others. This is the most accepted, tangible, known, or otherwise seen by us. Because as we go around, we have conflicts with other people and we try and resolve them all the time. Because we have to work with them, we have to be productive, we have to work in teams, we have to align with people, we can't be alone. So while we have to work with people, we have to keep resolving conflicts that come up while we are engaging with them. Now, the different reasons why conflicts happen with others are difference of opinion, because I believe things should be done in a certain way, the other person believes they should be done in a different way, and the conflicts happen. Perspectives, which is how I feel about something, how the other person feels about something. Different objectives, where I want to go in a different direction, the other person wants to go in a different direction. conflicts happen. Fear of losing, where I am having a difference of opinion with as compared to the other person, and I am afraid that if I don't win here, if I don't get things done the way I want, I will lose, I will fail, I will fall behind. I have to win. The moment that fear comes in our minds, the conflict arises and it aggravates. It doesn't go away. It becomes more intense. And of course, the most important reason is ego. The ego is this feeling inside us that we are individuals. We have to fight to survive. There's a scarcity of resources. And if I don't fight, if I don't make an effort, I will fall behind. I'll not get food. I'll not get enough to survive. I may die. So the ego is always pushing us for more and more. And this mindset of less and scarce resources causes conflicts to come up. So what we need to remember here is that conflict with others start off with the ego, and then of course they get identified or they get clarified when we have specific differences of opinion, differences of objectives, goals, or a deep fear of losing. Now, other than the conflict that's happening inside us and the conflict that's happening with others around us, there are larger conflicts that can happen with us. And one of them is conflicts with the environment. Sometimes we start conflicting not just with a person, but with a group, a society, a country, or even the world. Because there is a difference of opinion on some ideology, or the way things are being done, or the way priorities are being given, or resources are being shared. So it could be because of injustice to certain people. So these kind of conflicts are bigger than us or people around us. And these conflicts again can cause a lot of pain to us. To share an example with you, I know of many people who believe that a lot of atrocities are being done on animals by our society. We do not care for them. We exploit them. We don't provide food. They die of hunger, pain, starvation, and they just are left to die without anyone caring for them. Now, this is a huge pain for those people who are conflicted with society around this area. Of course, they go out and make an effort to make amends to what society is doing. They take care of these animals, they set up these small farms for animals, they spend all their money that they have earned to take care of these strays. But yet, they have this deep pain inside them that enough is not being done for these mute living beings around us. Now, this could be a clear example of conflict with the environment. Now, these kind of conflicts in many cases are good for society or for the environment, because these individuals, they, because of these conflicts, they drive a change in society. And if you look back in history, you will see that it is these kind of individuals who have been able to change the course of history because they had a conflict with the environment. But on the other hand, when the pain sometimes becomes too much and they are not able to manage it, this kind of a conflict can cause aggravated situation to these individuals, and they can then cause harm to society. So it's very important for us to be watchful if we are getting conflicted with our environment in some way or the other. And how do we manage that conflict? It's fine to have a conflict, but how we manage it is important. So if you're having a conflict with your environment, you may want to act on it in a positive way without compromising too much on your own personal life, and at the same time without making it too difficult to be accepted by your society or your environment in general. And if you're not able to act on this conflict, how do you resolve the pain inside you? Because as the pain keeps building up, it'll hurt you and it'll hurt people around you. So what we take away from this part of the module is that conflicts with environment is a very big reality around us and for us. We may have had conflicts with our environment in the past, we may be having them right now, or we may have them in the future. And these kind of conflicts are as important and need to be managed effectively for us to be able to work normally and stay within the norms of society. The last but the most interesting conflict is conflict with the supernatural. Now, all of us have this idea in our minds of a power which is larger than humankind, which in a way is controlling what is happening around us, what is happening on this earth or in the universe. This idea of a power provides us with a lot of hope, aspirations, imagination, dreams in terms of what more can be done for ourselves, and it helps us get the energy and the inspiration to make an effort. This idea may not have been proved by science, but it's very powerful in the minds of many of us. And so, though this idea provides us with a lot of positive help, positivity and energy and inspiration, at the same time it can also cause a lot of conflicts. So when very extreme situations happen to us, people lose near and dear ones, or they lose a lot of money, or they are stricken by some disease, they get into conflict with this imaginary power in their minds. So these kind of conflicts cause people to become obsessed with themselves, and in their minds they continually are fighting, arguing with this imaginary power, this supernatural power in their minds. These kind of conflicts also need to be managed, because they can harm us if they are avoided or ignored. So with this we come to the end of this module, and in this module what we have learned is that conflicts are on 4 different dimensions. What you would have also realized is that conflicts are happening with us all the time. So if you're not having a conflict with a person, you may be having conflicts in your mind with yourself, or you may be conflicted with your environment, with your society, with your organization, with your country on certain points, or you may be conflicted with that imaginary superpower which is holding sway in your mind. So conflicts are much closer to us than we think. But yet again we need to remember that conflicts are good for us. They are good for us, they are good for people we are working with, they are good for our organization, country, society and the world, because conflicts help us move forward. Each one of us has a unique perspective on life, a unique way of thinking. And so all of us bring our own unique, powerful approach to how things should be done. And when all these approaches come together and those conflicts are managed, that is when the world progresses, society progresses, organizations move forward, groups develop into more progressive, productive sets of people, and we progress as individuals. In the next module, we'll learn about effective methods to manage conflicts. Thank you.